Hello once again. Another video about how to practice. This time I'm talking to you from my home, with my lovely new Steinway A3 that I'm very proud of. Today's topic is what I call the feedback loop in practicing. And I discuss this a lot with my students, and I try to use this a lot myself. And the idea is that when you are trying to improve, when you're trying to get better at anything, you have to have some kind of feedback loop. A feedback loop is very simple. At the piano, I play. I do some kind of physical motion at the keyboard. Out of the piano comes sound into the room. The sound goes into my ears and I try to understand what's happening with my mind. And then I decide, is it good, is it bad, what aspects of it, what could be better? How do I change how I am moving at the instrument to do it better? And so I play again, and I move differently. Sound comes out again. I hear the sound, and now I listen to that, and I say, okay, maybe in the right direction, or maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. What can I do now? And I play again, and another loop happens, and I play again, and another loop happens. And around it goes. And that is really the process by which we get better at something. This is the case with anything that you want to get better at, whether it's tennis or knitting or anything else. Some kind of feedback loop is crucial to help you do that. And again, from my own experience, a lot of my hours practicing as a young musician did not have any kind of feedback loop. I would just go in there and attack the piano as ferociously as I could and made whatever sound I made. And I think what was going on, and I see this in students, especially very creative students who are very passionate about music, I see this going on. They're playing, they're maybe not even playing very well. The voicing isn't that good, and they're not listening to the rhythm, etc., etc. What are they hearing? I think they're hearing an imaginary version of the music. I think they love music so much and have such vivid imaginations that there's a beautiful recording playing here that has nothing to do with the sound that's coming out of here. There's sort of a mental karaoke that they're doing. And I was doing that. It was fun because I imagined that I sound amazing. But on the other hand, it was not effective practice because I was not addressing the issues of the music that's actually happening. So for those very imaginative students, and most of mine are, I'm very fortunate to have great students. For them, one of the things I do is I try to break this wall between what they think is happening and what is really happening, first of all with questions. I ask a lot of questions. After every performance from my students, the first thing I say is, thank you, talk about it. And they are responsible to explain what just happened. Now they know that's coming when they start to play. They know I'm going to ask that, and I hope that that helps them pay more attention to their own playing and get out of their imaginary space into the real space. So that's one thing. Another is I strongly encourage them to record themselves frequently, and then listen to that recording as if it was some other player and they were the teacher. What advice would they give? The other phrase I use a lot is play what you want to hear. Play what you want to hear. Now that's a very simple statement, but it's very powerful as well. How many of us, when we're working on our music, are really working on it from the perspective of I am creating something that I would buy a ticket to hear. I would go to my own concert and sit as an audience member and go, yeah, that's really great. Am I developing music that sounds like that? Or am I not really bothering to ask difficult questions and turn over rocks and look at the dirt underneath, clean things up, and get it so it's the kind of music that I actually would want to hear if I went to a concert? So we use that phrase, play what you want to hear. The other thing I'll do is I'll keep a notepad or something next to the piano, and I'll play something, and then immediately I'll require myself to write down everything that I was unhappy with. And that will become my agenda for the next hour or two of practice. Finally, I strongly encourage and in fact require my students to play for one another. In between lessons and studio classes and formal meetings, I have them get together. In fact, one thing we do at the beginning of the year with the first year students, we assign juniors and seniors to break into their practice rooms, to ambush them and make them play. And what the older students will do is go, oh, you don't go into a lesson like that. Let me save you a week. Here's what he's going to say, blah, 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 blah. So we try to build a lot of feedback loop activities into the daily life of our musical study together, because the feedback loop is really the difference between effective and ineffective practicing. So keep on working, use the feedback loop, and play what you want to hear. Talk to you next time.